All right, September 15th, 2022. September 15th, I think that was the date in 2008. Maybe, was it Lehman Brothers or Bear Stearns? I don't know. I think one of them went under and it really kicked off or at least brought to the forefront the troubles that were already there and showed us that, the economy was basically collapsing. We'd over leveraged ourselves once again. I think it was, September 15th, 2008. So we'll see. There's all this talk, the Shemitah, the Jubilee. Everything's going to reset this year, 2022. And then now the Simpsons there's an episode, I think it was season 9, 24 or something like that. And they're saying September 24th. Oh my gosh, that's going to be a day. And they were talking about the EMP and the Simpsons, the cartoon. They've done a lot of predictive. The Simpsons, if you watch it, there have been many times where they seemingly predict an event. Don't know how. And then I've heard rumors that, was it Matt Groening, Groening, whatever his name is, the creator of The Simpsons, has access to the Orion or the Orion Cube, where you can see images in the future and that kind of stuff. Anyway, don't know. Project Looking Glass, look into that. And all the remote viewing. Hey, it's out there. I just don't know. I'm sure people can tap into it. The Akashic record, you can go back all the history of mankind. And again, your DNA can store terabytes of information, a lot of information. Maybe it's already in you and you're just tapping into it, and some people are better at it. Don't know. But anyway, September 24th is the new doomsday date that we should all be worried about. Meanwhile, entertain yourselves watching the Queen, the procession of the Queen in her coffin. Notice that everybody's calling it a coffin. They don't call it a casket or anything like that. They call it a coffin. It sounds so dark, coffin. It's probably because that's what you put vampires in, coffins. That's what it sounds like anyway. It's dark and dungeony. Anyway, that whole entertainment fiasco is going on, and one of the guards last night collapsed. Standing guard at guarding the Queen's dead body, and wherever it is, fell down and busted his face. Don't know what's going on. Must have been just standing up too long. Had one of those tight, I don't know, he didn't have one of the tight hats on, the muff that you put on the microphone. That's what it looks like, these big, tall, puffy hats. I don't know what the history of that is, but man, it must be funny because it's just, I don't know, all the theater that goes on with all of this is too much. I mean, I thought we were past that, living in the old medieval ages, and before, to where we believed in all this ritualistic garbage. And it's just, I don't know, this worshiping of a human being, and it just gets, aren't we past it already? Give me a break. We had a war to decide this, didn't we? I don't know, but some people just want to believe in that stuff, I guess. And meanwhile, you have Prince Charles inheriting $750 million from his mother, whatever, in goods and whatever else she owns. And he's not going to pay taxes on it because, it's written into law that royal succession, in order to preserve the royal possessions, they don't have to pay the estate tax. Isn't that beautiful? Everybody else does, though. But $750 million is nothing compared to what that royal family owns. They own properties all over the place, stocks and companies. So don't let them fool you that they're just figureheads. They're not. They have a lot of power, real power. And look at who they hang out with, too. Prince Charles, all the people, King Charles, all the people he hung out with in the past. Jimmy Savile and other ilk of that ilk have a penchant for children. So, anyway, quit worshiping people. Quit. It's not worth it. Especially the cult of personality. Anytime you worship somebody and think they're going to save you, that they're better than you, because that's what you're implying, that they can, they're the ones to follow. Come on. They're human beings, just like you. Well, at least we think they are. David Icke would think they're more on the reptilian side, but we'll see. I guess maybe that will reveal itself at some point for sure. But no, you just got to trust yourself. That's why I keep saying that. That's why I preach that. That's why I harp on that. It's trust yourself, because these people aren't better than you. They just might have more information than you do. They might have access to it and been more privileged to have access to it, which they have been. earlier than you could get the information, but it's just, but that's it. They're no better than you are. And in fact, you see the tantrums that Charles over a leaking pen, he throws, and things in the wrong place and making people move them. And go look up groom of the stool. Go look up that and what that is. I mean, it's true. They can't even wipe their own rear end. So don't worship these people. I mean, you shouldn't worship anybody. I mean, trust yourself. You know more answers than they do. So anyway, that's why I always say that. There's so many things I can get into. I want to talk about the global warming thing. Well, that's what it used to be called, global warming. Now it's called climate change, because it's much easier to just say, well, the climate's changing. And I remember, Al Gore was a big proponent of this. Oh, it's just going to be horrible. We're all going to die. If we don't start just giving money into carbon credits, just taking our energy and putting it into, I don't even know how that saves anything. I guess it buys more green energy, that's not as harmful for the environment. But there is no green energy. I mean, unless you're just, sunbathing. I mean, what is green energy? I mean, electric cars is the big push right now, but they use coal. They use the electric grid, and the majority of the electricity in this country is produced by coal or natural gas because it's reliable. And so you're going to put a massive strain on that, kind of decaying network, that needs improvement, that energy grid, and you're just going to collapse it. You're just going to shut it down. You see what happens in California, they have these fires and they're talking about, or the heat out there. Well, our electric grid, it's under great stress right now. So please don't charge your electric vehicles if you don't need to. Turn the temperature up to 78, you're cooling. And it's like, we're not prepared for this. We don't have the infrastructure for this to be just cutting over right now. And there's just this big sense of urgency that we have to do it right now or else our planet's going to die. The planet's been through a lot. There's been a lot of volcanoes in the past. Meteors have hit the earth, massive, asteroid, meteor, whatever you want to call it. Is a meteor, if it hits, I don't know. I'm not an astronomer. But you've got these things hitting and supposedly killing off all the dinosaurs, and yet the planet survived. Yeah, it might be a mass extinction event, but there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, to say that we're destroying the planet, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. And the solutions aren't really any better than what we've got now. I mean, I'm all for not wasting and polluting and doing things you shouldn't be doing. I'm all for commercial fishing not throwing their nets and their supplies into the ocean when they're done and creating this big, floating garbage island. That's the majority of it. And see, that's the irony of this whole thing. And this is what really ticks me off. Everybody's out there virtue signaling. Everybody's out there wearing a ribbon like, I care. Oh, look at me. And I'm going to bring awareness to it. And then, okay, so they go get their paper straws instead of their plastic straws so they can save the turtles. Yet, then they'll get some meal like a bluefin tuna meal while they're, sucking on their paper straw. Well, do you realize where the bluefin tuna come from? And do you realize the commercial fishing it requires? And do you realize all the other byproducts of fish, byproduct that is killed, they call it a bycatch, that's killed in the process of just getting tuna, or pick your species of fish, whatever you like. That's all they go after. And when they're done, they take all their nets and they just drop them in the ocean. They don't take them and recycle them. No. And so you're virtue signaling over a paper straw as opposed to a plastic straw, when I guarantee more turtles have been injured by the commercial fishing industry than that frickin' plastic straw. I mean, you see one picture of a turtle with a plastic straw stuck in its nose, and they probably put it in there on purpose just for the shot. And then, oh my gosh, we got to change all the straws instead of looking at the big picture. And that's always it. Let's focus on the one little thing. And that's going to be the issue that we magnify. And just look at that tree in the forest, just that one tree, but don't look at the whole forest and the damage that's being done by all the other things. Why? Because, I really don't want to change that behavior. So we're not going to talk about it. And it's just, I get sick of it. I get sick of it. It's just ridiculous. that everybody's got a cause, you know, and every day, you know, you've got, oh, today's National Pepperoni Pizza Day. Oh, we should go get a pepperoni pizza. You know, just the brainwashing that occurs on a daily basis to where you're told what to think, what to do. You're given a narrative, like right now, it's all about the Queen and how great she was. Oh, I'm sure she was. And everybody's just glued to their TV sets. At least that's what they want you to think. Everybody's just showing up and, oh, just honoring it. Oh, just a horrible, you know, like they knew her. Like she even cares about you. But that's supposed to be the narrative. Meanwhile, you know, what else is going on? You know, who's being spied on? Who's being detained illegally? You know, who's got, you know, people are coming to their house and knocking on the door and demanding entry without a warrant. You know, all these things that are going on that are eroding your rights. And, you know, you're watching a queen. You know, the whole idea of a monarchy is not about the rights of the people. And it's just this flip in the mind, you know, this cognitive dissonance that everybody walks around with. Hopefully at some point somebody wakes up. And most of the people that I talk to, most of the people I know already know this stuff, and I'm preaching to the choir. It's just that everything's artificial, okay? Everything's a magic trick. Money's a magic trick. Actually, when I started, well, I didn't do this. I just happened to find one of these. And yeah, I don't even know where I came across it. But there's a website where you can buy little stampers, I hear. But you can, I don't know if you can see it. Bink. Buy Litecoin. Just happened to be on a dollar bill I have in my pocket. And I think you can buy the stamper. I don't know if he still has them in stock, but you can go to 84million.com. If you go to 84million.com, you can get some Litecoin gear. I mean, at some point, you know, there has to be an awareness. You can get this hat. Well, I don't know if you can get this hat anymore. This M-Web hat. Mimble Wimble. There has to be an awareness at some point to where, okay, it's an obligation to start waking people up. Because the monetary system's broken. The illusion that it creates, you know, and that's what creates all this ridiculousness that we watch on a daily basis. The monetary system, because they can create money out of nothing. They can just print it and print it and print it, and then it causes inflation, and then hey, we're going to fight inflation, and oh, wait, no. And they play this game, this mind control game with you, this magic trick on the stage, you know, hold on, watch this. We're doing this while we're doing this, and, you know, and it's just a complete joke. Inflation Reduction Act, yeah, reduces inflation by printing more money. Makes a lot of sense. Sure, we'll go with that. So, realize it's all a magic trick. And if you're awake to it, you know, wake somebody else up. Maybe give them, you know, hey, maybe find a dollar bill with buy Litecoin on it. Or, you know, get a stamper and a dollar bill and put the two together. And just bring an awareness. Because at this point, it's a disservice for you not to tell somebody about Litecoin. It really is, because we're going to need privacy and money real quick. They're rolling out a central bank digital currency system within the next year, I would say. If not, it's the Fed now that they're rolling out, so they've got instantaneous payments. Well, the logical integration is to have a central bank digital currency. And then boom, hey, oh, and download this wallet so that you can get your Social Security check. Oh, download this wallet on your phone. You know, that's the only way to get it. Next thing you know, you're completely locked down in this vampire casino matrix. Don't allow yourself to be dragged into it. And I know people are going to voluntarily get in line and they're going to take whatever you give them and tell them to take, you know, and that's fine. Let them do it. It's not their journey. It's not their path. But there are people who are starving for information, who do want the truth. Next. That's the person I'm looking for. Next. You know, some people don't want to be saved. That's what it comes down to. And there's no sense arguing with them. It's not worth it, because there's so many people who will listen, and then they'll make a decision, but they're going to hear you out. Other people, nah, that's not the way it is. You know, okay, fine. It's your path, you know, go ahead, go down your path. I tried to mention it, tried to help you, and it is what it is. But it's a disservice to waste your time on people who are just going to argue with you and don't care. and are never going to change. It's a disservice to the people who actually want to hear the truth. If you got something to offer it to the people that want to hear it. People that don't want to hear it, don't waste your time. You only got so much time. You only got so much energy. It just is what it is. Litecoin has private transactions. I don't know how I can emphasize that enough. You have a cryptocurrency that has a finite supply, a limited supply. There's only so much of it to go around. It is an asset. Way undervalued at this point. Completely undervalued at this point. $20,000 for one Bitcoin? There's 21 million of them? $60 for one Litecoin, and there's 84 million? 4 times as many as Bitcoin? Should be a quarter of the price, right? Actually, it should be more because it does more. Because it's actually useful. Actually has privacy built into it. Amazing. And see, I'm not upset about this. It might sound like I'm upset. I'm just like, I'm just trying to help. Just trying to help. Just letting you know now, because later it's going to be too late. You're going to be paying a lot more for it, which means you're going to have to expend a lot more energy to get the same Litecoin. Don't do that. Don't do that. Now's the time. It's cheap. It's on sale. In comparison to Bitcoin, it's cheap. It's not going to be for long. It's not going to be for long. It's going to start going up, up, up. Compared to Bitcoin, it's going to close that gap. And it's, I don't know what ratio it's going to hold to. Is it going to go to 4-to-1 to Bitcoin? It could. Absolutely could. Could go more. Honestly, it's like gold and silver. When you look at gold and you look at silver, one's way more valuable than the other one. Yeah, but it's just way more undervalued at this point. It's a no-brainer. So anyway, you should look into Litecoin. You should look into Mimblewimble, MWeb, and see what that means. You can hold it in your possession. No central bank, no government can tell you what to do. And guess what? You can send it, and no one knows what you're sending. No one knows what you have in your wallet. Completely private, completely secure. Been running for almost 11 years. October 13th of this year, it will have been running 11 years straight. 100% uptime. What else can you say has 100% uptime for 11 years straight? So anyway, all right. I hope you have a wonderful day. I just, what's coming? I don't know. What are the dates? I don't know. I just know that we're on a track to where, is it getting any better? Are we seeing better leadership? Are we seeing them make decisions in our favor? No. So we have to make sure that we do things that benefit us. And that's why I'm out here preaching about Litecoin. Better take a look at it. It's an important thing. It's sound money for the digital age. All right. Hope you have a wonderful day. Trust yourself. Don't trust these other vampire idiots. Don't let them steal your energy. All right. Have a great day. Love you all. Thanks for watching.